and taught us. They were loud, they were strong, and they were wrong.
Wow.
Because I asked God, when I started traveling, and I started traveling outside of Brooklyn, I started hearing all different types of doctrines, all different. I said, Lord, will the real gospel please stand up?
Yeah, so you're not confused.
So when I'm on 14-hour plane rides, or when I'm in Australia and it's nighttime there and daytime here, and I'm wide awake, I started studying things. I studied the Bible. I started studying New Age. I started studying all different kind of religions. Because I started even doubting what I was believing.
Because of so many outside influences? Or just
no, not even outside influences, because I felt that the gospel that was being preached in many of our churches was not true. Because they said, I'm more than a conqueror, and I wasn't.
Right. Because you're looking at it from a practical...
I'm looking at it from a practical sense. And also, I'm looking at it from an immediate deliverance stance. Let me give you an example of that. When I went to Africa, I saw people who were praying that God would bless their nation, but they knew it wouldn't happen in their generation, or their children's generation, but it didn't stop their joy.
Really?
In my world, if I pray for something, I want God to do it tomorrow.
Right.
See,
Instant gratification.
so we're used to certain things here in the Western world. I'm not putting down the Western world. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
As am I.
I'm just saying that God is not American.
Right.
He's God.
Right.
And when we see things from a God perspective, at the end of the day, everything that has to do with God is love. If we love people, people will get saved.
This is so beautiful.
Because most people are looking for acceptance and love. Think of the girls who are, bulimic and anorexic, and no matter how skinny they are, they're not skinny enough. No matter how pretty they are, they're not pretty enough. No matter how buff you are, you're not buff enough. No matter how we have all these demons going on inside of us, and all we're crying out is one thing: acceptance.
Wow.
If we love people, it's shining the light of God, and God's Spirit will draw them in. I've seen it on planes. It's so simple, but
on planes?
Yeah, because I be sitting on planes, right? And I'm kind of quiet because I talk so much and sing so much.
I love it.
And I'm sitting on planes, and someone say, "Hey, so buddy, what kind of work do you do?" I'm like, "Oh man, I'm never sure to tell the dude." I'm a Christian. He may leave,
Yeah.
Sometimes I want him to leave. I can have the whole seat to myself.
I knew you were going to
Hallelujah, glory to God. He goes he's out of there. I got a whole thing.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is that my friend Liz Black.
Hey Liz.
but sometimes and it's the funniest thing, and I'm very cautious about trying to get churchy or to talk Jesus stuff. And I've had people ask me what I do, and I used to say I'm a producer, and I do produce my own records. Now, I didn't want to say I was a gospel. Yeah. Safe answer. And then sometimes, every now and then, I'd say I'm a singer. Well, what kind of singing do you do? Oh boy.
Because you know where it's going to go.
Yeah, and I know that they have preconceived ideas.
Yeah. And that's what we said at the top of the interview, that the people that I speak to, a lot of them don't want to go to church. Oh, Sai, I don't feel like putting on those shoes, and Sai, and I'm like, but you don't have to.
Yeah.
But I mean, my church that I belong to is kind of formal, and you expected to attend a certain way. And I've had friends that have come to church and they felt slightly uncomfortable. Here's
the thing. I think whether I wear jeans, spike my hair, get highlights, or wear suit, big highlights, and a fufu, whatever that is. I don't think people care about that. You know what I think people care about?
What?
The issues of life.
I believe that.
If you speak into the issues of life and speak in a language that I understand, I think that you win a multitude of people. That's what Jesus did. Jesus said, "Blessed are the pure in heart." Now that sounds very religious, but really he was talking in the language of their day. So if when he talked to the woman at the well, think about this. Here we are at a worship conference. Jesus never spoke about worship in the New Testament, except one time, and the only time he talked about worship was John 4:24, when he says, "They that worship must worship in spirit and truth." And the person he was talking to was not even of the faith. He was talking to the woman at the well, who had married 5 times. Now,
not that you wouldn't be right, but
so what was significant about that? That Jesus, I'm sure he talked about it with the disciples, but it was never recorded. The reason is because Jesus, his whole life reflected worship. Worship is not a style. Worship is the pursuit of being one with God. Jesus never did anything unless he first talked to the Father. Yet he talked about worship with the woman at the well. And she brought the issue up. He didn't.
Yeah.
He asked for water.
He
said, you
right.
worship here, we're different people, we're from
right.
different breeds. And then what he did, he dealt with the issues of her life. He said, where's your husband?
Yeah.
Now some people think that he said, well, where's your husband? I don't think he said because he's too loving.
Yeah.
So where's your husband?
To go down that road.
Yeah, because you come at noon, at the noonday sun.
Right.
Most of the women come in the morning time. You come in the noontime to get water. The sun is hot.
Right.
Maybe the women don't want to walk with you. I don't know what the deal is. He deals with the issues of her heart. The issues was she was looking for love in all the wrong places. And she leaves and tells the people, come see a man who told me everything I've ever done. Could he be the Christ? The key is, when you deal with the issues of people's hearts, if you are drowning, whether I'm wearing a suit or whether I'm wearing jeans, you don't care.
No, you don't. I need a light. I need something to get me out of this water.
And the problem is, church has been reduced, and I say this respectfully, and I say this to pastors, church has been reduced to style. And there's more style than there is substance many times. And the substance is the issues of life. I want to know that I'm serving God, but why is it I'm battling porn?
Right.
Why is it that you know, I'm one of the 50% that maybe stayed and got married, but I'm not happy?
Right.
You know, why is it that I'm going to church, but I have more joy watching the game than